Welcome to the Get Published podcast, sponsored by Brodie Consulting Group. To get more information about our coaching, publishing, executive ghostwriting, and podcast production services, go to getpublishedpodcast.com. Hello, I am Paul Brodie, and thank you for joining us for another episode of the Get Published podcast, where we help authors get published with a proven system that works. Today, we're being joined by Diane Helbig, author of the upcoming book called Succeed Without Selling. Diane, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks so much for having me, Paul.
Well, we are thrilled to have you. Are you ready to begin?
Yes.
All right. Question number one. What is the one piece of advice that you would give to a first-time author who is currently writing their book?
I would tell them to write, to carry it with them everywhere and write whenever the mood strikes them. So, yeah, if you're in the shower, you need a scuba diver's board or a phone case so that you can record whatever it is you're thinking. If you're in your car, record yourself, but whenever it hits you, write it.
Strike when the inspiration hits.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, what do you feel is the hardest part about getting published?
I think for me, the hardest part is finding a publisher who you really resonate with. And for me, it's finding a publisher who really believes in your book. Because, that's the company that's really going to help you get it in bookstores, go through the process, is going to care about the layout, is going to care about educating you on what their process is and why. And I think it makes a really good partnership.
I think you hit the nail on the head, because it's all about connection and making sure that it's the right vibe and it's the right fit, because not every publisher is going to be perfect for every person. And you've got to find the one that's the right fit and also know that they are all in with you as you are with them.
Yeah. It's true. And I think people think they want a certain publisher maybe because someone else had them, but that isn't necessarily true. It's not, necessarily going to be a good ride for you.
Yeah, it's got to be the best fit no matter what.
Definitely.
Well, let's talk about marketing. So please share a marketing strategy that you are planning to use in your launch that you feel is going to work well.
So I am planning on using video as a big part of my marketing strategy, and using pieces of the book for like sharing parts of the book so that people get a feel for what the content is, and using video, if it's me reading it or me explaining a section and why it's important. So there's that human feel to the why behind the book.
And how many videos are you planning to release?
I think I would really like to do a series of, I'm going to say 8 over a couple of months, sort of, lead up. And then once the ebook hits, then, change it for when the book starts to hit the bookstores.
So essentially talking about one of the chapters, giving the brief overview, and then just kind of teaching it that way?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of books, I'd like to know, what is your favorite book, and what was the number one thing that you learned from it?
Okay, don't laugh. This may sound a little crazy, but my favorite book is actually The Little Engine That Could. And the reason is because it really teaches, it has just so much good to it. It's about believing in yourself. It's about persevering. It's about trying, not giving up. building, a community around you who supports you and believes in you and gives you that energy to keep going. So I know it's a kid's book, but I think it is full of really valuable lessons.
I'm about to say it may be a kid's book, but I think it's one of the best examples if you're looking for any books about perseverance.
Yeah, yeah. And when you read it when you're little, it can really change your world. Like, it's the book I remember from being a child, and then I revisit it now, and I when I do presentations and workshops and things, it comes up. So it's got a lot of impact for me.
And for a final question, what is your favorite quote and why?
I think my favorite quote is by Henry Ford, and he said, "Wealth, like happiness, is not achieved when sought after directly. It is a byproduct of providing a valuable service." And it is my favorite quote because it goes along with my belief system and a lot of what my book is about, which is just focus on providing value and the money will come. But if you focus on getting the money, nothing will come. So it always hits me that we just need to be of value. We just need to meet the needs of our clients, and they will want to do business with us, and they will want to refer us, and they will stay with us, and we will get the things that we need by virtue of being of value.
Absolutely. That is my same philosophy. The way I always look at it is business and sales. Those are the side effects of taking great care of people. They're side effects.
Right, exactly. And you can't focus on them because they're not the main attraction, right? Mm-hmm. They're not the main event. And when you're in sales brain, what I say, the subtitle of my book is "The more you think about selling, the less you will sell."
Yep.
And that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's not about a script. It's not about a pitch. It's about genuinely connecting with the other person. And when you do that, everything else takes care of itself.
Yes, exactly right. That is right.
Well, Diane, I want to thank you for being a guest on the show. What is the best way for people to find you online?
They can go to my website, which is seizthisday.co. It is not .com. And they will find everything I've got going on there.
Excellent. Well, Diana, thank you once again for being on the show, and I wish you all the best in your author journey ahead.
Thank you very much.
Thanks again for joining us today. To learn more about how you can be featured in our brand new Get Published business book, go to getpublishedpodcast.com.